So how many of you know what is XPath and where we use this XPath? Is it a new technology? What exactly it is? So let us see in detail what XPath is all about. Let me tell you, there is a prerequisite for this particular workshop. And what is that prerequisite? You should know Selenium, and that too basic Selenium here. Second thing, you should have a basic Python skill here. For this, we have already conducted one workshop, and that is Python for automation testing, and that too Python for web automation testing. So two workshops we conducted. One was Python for automation testing, where we have taken the topic, what the unit testing means, what is manual testing means, what is automated testing means. And we also understood the concept of test cases, test suite. So those concepts were already covered in the previous workshop. This workshop, the focus is more on Selenium, and all the examples will be taken using the Selenium only. We have seen what the Selenium is and why Selenium is. But still, I would like to cover some basic so that those who join first time would like to tell you like what the Selenium is. I won't be covering the basic of testing here, but then these are the topic which we have covered in the previous workshop, what the testing is, what manual testing means or automation testing means, unit testing, test cases, and test suite. So point here is like, because we'll be using the Selenium here, we should know what the Selenium is all about and how to install it. So I'll be just telling you quickly here because we already done this part in the previous session. And why we should use the Selenium. So Selenium is open source, freely available, automated web testing framework. Now this, why we should learn the Selenium, because this is something which is very useful for web automation testing. In case you're having the company and you just started the company where you are doing the website and you like to test the functionality of the website, then how to test this functionality of the website? For testing that functionality of the website, we have a free solution available, and that free solution is Selenium now. Now, what else we do in the using the Selenium, and why, where we can use the Selenium? Selenium can be used for all the types of web automation testing using any language. You can write a script using Python, you can write a script using Ruby, Java, and many more languages. Selenium support all the platform. So if you want to test the Selenium, if you want to test your website and check like how does it work on Windows, how does it work on the Mac or Linux, Selenium will help you to do that. So Selenium is having the driver available, we call WebDriver, and using the WebDriver, you can communicate with any browser and also can test the various web functionality. So this is something which I have already covered in detail in the previous workshop. We have also seen Selenium 4 component. And what is that first component, which I say like it is something for non-programmer also. And that first component is Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE is something which is a plugin available on Chrome as well as on the Firefox browser. There you may not require to have programming skill, but still you can access various functionalities of your website. So that is something which I recommended, like if you do not have the programming skill, you can go for Selenium IDE. I also discuss about Selenium RC, that is a remote control component. Now that is something now deprecated. Previously we were using this remote control component, but nowadays we are not using the Selenium RC component. What component we are using mostly now is a Selenium WebDriver. Why this component we are using right now? Because this is a component allows you to do everything. Like everything means you can test many more things using the Selenium WebDriver here. So this again, like I have shared in detail, like what all things we can test using the Selenium WebDriver. How do you install it? So I will request you to go to my previous workshop and see like how you can install the Selenium WebDriver. There is a simple command available. Having the Python skill and having the Selenium skill, you can go further using the Selenium WebDriver. I also discuss about Selenium Grid and when to use a Selenium Grid, that also I have discussed here. Now today's workshop is not major, we are not major focusing on the Selenium part as a major thing, but we are going to focus more on this XPath here. I'll come back to the locating element and link text as an example and the tag name, but then I would like to cover first theory part and then we'll cover the practical part of Selenium with the XPath, and I'll be showing you demo by which you'll come to know how you can access login form, how you can do the login using the Selenium itself. I'll tell you like even how to find the XPath using the browser itself and how easy it is to get the relative path and also understand the absolute path and the relative path here. What is XPath? Here I'm covering some theory part. So let us understand what is XPath now. So XPath is a query language and it is used for traversing through XML document. So you have an XML document now. X is for XML now. And that XML document is like a inverted tree structure. So what is inverted tree structure means? Where we have a root on the top and the branches are on the bottom. So there is a root node and there are the child node. And again for that there are child nodes. So means we have a parent node for that. So that is what XML document is. You also can, like HTML. HTML is also having the similar kind of tree structure where you have HTML tag. Under that we have a body text. So that is the way the structure is. But XML is having more like an element related structure. Every element is having specific name there. So here XPath is more like how you can access the data, or you can say how you can access the specific element. That there the XPath comes now. So you can use for searching purpose, you can search the particular element or the attribute with a matching pattern. We'll also understand how to write a pattern using the XPath. So how is the structure definition of the XML? So your XML includes certain elements, it includes certain attributes, it includes text, namespace, processing instruction, comment, and document nodes. We'll be elaborating this in more detail. Then what we have is the path expression, which allows you to select the nodes or the list of nodes from the XML document. We'll understand like how the path expressions are written. So once we understand like how to write a path expression, how to access the specific element or the node list of nodes, and we'll do then we'll be able to do the hands-on part also. Okay, so what are the functions? Okay, let me tell you, Selenium XPath is also having the standard functions available. What kind of functions? There are various types of functions are available, which are related to like manipulating the string values or numeric values, or you can have functions for the data and time comparison. Also having the function for the node and the queue name manipulations, sequence manipulation, and the Boolean values. So those kind of built-in functions also available in the XPath. Now, XPath is connected to AccessLT. So here we say AccessLT is another a scripting language or template language, you can say. Is here we can say the major element in the AccessLT standard. So in order to access the XPath element, WWC means World Wide Web Consortium has recommended to use a XPath, and that is available officially now. So what is that? Let us see again that how AccessLT works here. That also I'll be giving the brief idea about it now. So XPath is a core component of XSLT standard. And AccessLT cannot work without XPath. We'll see like how does it work. Again, I'm saying like it's a language which is a query language. And using this query language, you are able to access the various elements. How to write query language, that we are going to learn. There are even various functions like 200 plus built-in functions available in the XPath. Okay, so as I say, what the XPath allows you to do is it allows you to access the specific node or list of node from the XML document. Now, what XPath includes is like include the node name. It allows you to access the node name by just simply saying the node name. I will be giving the example how the node name you can access. You can also access the root element we call slash, that is a root node. We can also access you can say the absolute path or relative path here. So you can also start from the current node. So we can say the relative path. So double slash is there for that. We also have a certain path here. We'll understand again like what the dot is. Like if you want to access the current node, we say dot. 2 dot means accessing the parent node. If you want to access certain attribute, we have @ date. So these are the quick start for the XPath here. So there are certain expression and we have to understand what the dot means here, what the double dot means here. So whenever you see there is a single dot means you are going to access the current node. Whenever you see there are 2 dot means you are accessing the parent node. And whenever you are using the @ means you are accessing the attribute. Now what the attribute means? Attribute means something where you have key and value. So you are going to see this again, like how you are going to access the attribute here. Now, we are going to take the example here to understand this, how you can write the expression. We have to take certain example, like if you want to access the certain attribute, like by, let's say, the node you're accessing, like selecting the node with the name students, how do you access it? Or selecting all the students element that are children of the class. So these are the 2 examples. Okay, so as I say, I'll be sharing this, I'll be discussing details. So what exactly the types of node? I'd say like there are 7 types of nodes are available. Where it is available? It is available in the XML file. So I'll be showing you the even XML file, and then I will tell you like how exactly you access the root element, how you can access the elements under it, like parent node or child nodes or the attributes. So everything you are going to write with an example, and I'll be showing the Selenium how we do it then. So there are 7 nodes here: root node, element node, text node, attributes, comment, processing instruction, and the namespace. Some more basic concept, like in HTML, you have a certain tags and there's a purpose, like A for the link, B for the bold. Table, we have these are the tag name and the other purpose. Like if you want to access the certain data as a table, we have a table tag. So because certain elements are web-based element only. So we should have knowledge about like, okay, what A means. Whenever I'm accessing, whenever I'm using the A, means it is connected to the hyperlink. Whenever I'm using the B, it means it is for the board. So these are the tag name which are there in the HTML. So those who are very new to the HTML, they should know what the TR means. TR means for the accessing the row element. TD is the accessing the column element. How do you actually access the tag, like select? When do you select? Select is for the drop down purpose. These are the tag like button. Button is like if you want to access the button, there is a tag name called button. If you want to access the plain text, we have a tag name called span. You have like various input tags available. So for any input tag, you are going to see like there's an input is mentioned. You're going to see in the XPath, okay, whenever I will show the XPath that time, okay, I'm using the input. So you should know like input under that, what is the purpose of input. You can access the button, you can access the text box, you can access the radio buttons. So these are the various things which you can do with the help of these input tags here. There are some tags like img is for the image, I for the italic, iframe is a tag for the frame itself, and the div is a access control, or can say asynchronous JavaScript control here. So these are all some locators available in the HTML, like your name, your class name, your link text, your CSS, ID, tag name, and partial link text. Why I'm discussing all these things? The reason is whenever you're going to see the demo, I'll be saying, okay, I'm accessing the element by the name. I'm accessing the element by the class name. I'm going to access the element by the link test. So you need to understand what the link test is then. So these are the things which are there. These are the concept part in the HTML now. And we call the locator here now. So let us take the example here that there is one structure of book here. Under the books, you have several books. So there is a library of books now. And under that, there is a book. And this is the information in the form of XML now. You are going to see the XML of this file, and then how you can access certain element. We will be seeing the example of that first. So books is, let's say, a folder structure. Under the books, you have certain books are there. Now, we will see what is the relationship of these books with a book, and then the title and the author. So how they are related to each other, we'll understand it now. So what the XPath standard functions are, it includes, as I said previously also, it includes the string values. These are the functions like string values functions, numeric value functions, Boolean value functions. So these are all built-in functions available, and as per the requirement, we'll be using it also. I'm trying to cover the theory part quickly so that you understand this, with an example. So whichever the part I'm taking as a theory, they are just like some of the concept which I'm trying to cover here. How the XML document is considered, as I said previously also, that XML documents are treated as a inverted tree structure, like where the root is at the top and then there are bottom level. What you see is the branches, and that so that's what the root elements start first and then the parent element. So this is one example of XML. Now what you see in XML, we have a bookstore, which is now you're going to see like it's a root node. Under the bookstore, we have a book, and you may have several books here, right? So, and under the book, you have various elements like title, author, years, price, and and then we have closed the book. So, like this, you may have several elements under the bookstore itself. So, how it started? The tag is started like every tag you can observe here that it started with a book and then it has closed by the slash here. So, it is very important that every element, how you start and how you end here. So author is ended here by slash. Otherwise, you may get like, let's say in the Python, you're trying to parsing the XML file and you did not end the tag properly. So you will find there's a parsing error. So it's very important to understand the XML file also and the tag format here. So we'll see now again this in detail. Now in this example, what we saw, the bookstore, we say as a root element now. Whereas there is a language equal to EN. Now this is language equal to EN. This is what the attribute is. So if you want to access, EN is for English, right? So if you want to access the specific language, that we call the key is here language. And for that we call attribute. So this is called attribute node. Then here author, whatever is the element node now. So you have here author field, here year field. So these are all element. So we call element node now. So these are the like in a broader way of to understand. There is a root element, there is an attribute node, and obviously there are other element also, but these are like a quick examples of the nodes here now. So there are certain things like atomic values. So there are certain elements. Some of the concept of this, what else are the nodes? Node also include the atomic values. So what is atomic value means now? So atomic value is something where the nodes with no children or the parent now. So for example, the value which is the lastly it is there, that is a J.K. Rowling or EN. So that's the last thing. So there's no child to it. So that's what we call atomic value. What is the relationship of nodes with the parent here? How do you differ here? So which node we call the parent node here? So let me tell you here in the example of bookstore, we have book element we call the parent, and this book element is a parent of the node like title, author, year, and the price. Whereas bookstore is a grandparent for the title and parent for the book now. So that is the way the hierarchical structure is. We also say for the bookstore a root node also. How is the relationship of node with the parent? So this is the example here in this case. You can see this book is is your is a parent for the title, author, year, and price. So this is the example here now. Now, relationship of the nodes with the children. So how do you, so which are the node we call the children node now? So the node like, or you can say the element nodes may have 0 or 1 or more children. So for example, book is having certain children. So which are the children for the books? So title, author, year, price, these are the children to the book. So as I say, the book is a parent. So here the title, author, year, and price, they are the children to the book. So that is what the relationship here now. So here, this is an example in the XML now, whatever you see. So title, author, year, price, they comes under the book. So these are the children. So that's what the relationship here now. Now the sibling. Sibling is where we have a same parent. So node that have the same parent. Now you must have seen like title, author, year, price. They're having the sibling. Means now you have several books available. So one book is having is also having the same field like title, author. Another book is also having the same field here or same element here. So this title, author, year, and price, they all elements are the sibling then. Okay. So the nodes having the same parent, we call sibling. So this is example here. So here these are the nodes like title, author, year. They are the sibling. Relationship of the ancestor. So nodes parent is ancestor here. So you have a who is ancestor like bookstore. Bookstore element is a ancestor for the book. Book is ancestor and for the, you can say the child node like a title and all, the book will become ancestor. So here we also say the node's parent is ancestor, right? So bookstore is in this case, in this particular example, is a ancestor here. So here bookstore becomes the ancestor for the element which are under the books now for the title. So title parent is book and bookstore is also grandparent, also we can say ancestor here. Okay, so this is something, a theory part which is there in the case of you can say the XML here, and also some of the concept are there. So we'll understand this concept and then we'll come back to the practical part also. So what all things are there? Okay, so there are some concept like what is descendant means. Relationship of nodes called descendant. So the nodes children, they are called the descendant here. So descendant of bookstore elements are the book, title, authors, year, they are the descendant now. Okay, so this is all like about the element, like which are the descendant element under the bookstore, book, title, author, year, they are the descendant element. Then XPath syntax include the various expression. We'll understand what are the expressions are there and how do you access the various element using the XPath expression. That we are going to see it now. Okay, so how do you access the specific element? Like what is a path expression to write the specific element like bookstore? You can just simply write the bookstore name and you can access the specific node in that case. If you want to select the root element, you can say / here. If you want to access the element as a children element of the bookstore, you can use say bookstore / book. So this is something like we are trying to access step by. So under the bookstore, there is a book. So this is the path. What you see here is a path expression now. Now why we are trying to understand here? Because these are the part of path expression, and to understand the path expression, we need to understand the complete structure here, like how the child node is, how parent node is, how the grandparent node is, how the ancestors, which are the ancestors, which are the descendants. So because these are the command also. So this will be considered as a command. Let's say I said descendant. So what descendant means? If you say child nodes, what is the child node means? So these all concepts are very, very important before we write the XPath and try to access the various element now. Now understand, whenever I am using the single slash, it represents the absolute path. So if I'm using the single slash bookstore, under that book I'm writing, and under that something else is there, title, let's say. So that is what we say the absolute path. But if I'm using the double slash here, that time it is considered as is a relative path now. So this double slash is a relative path. So what this double slash means here? So it is going to select all the books element no matter where they are in the document now. So when you say double slash, it's like all the book. So it's related to the all the book now. So it's not the absolute path here. So all the books will be considered in the case of double slash here. Now, what about a bookstore double slash book? So in this case, you are going to select all the book element that are descendant of the bookstore element, no matter where they are, whether they are under the bookstore element or somewhere else. So here in this case, we are specifying, okay, under the bookstore, all the books element now. Okay, so that is the way you can access the some descendant elements from the bookstore now. Now, how do you access all the attribute? To access all the attribute that are having the name like a language, we say double slash @ language. So in this case, you can select all the attributes that are named language. How do you select the selecting the nodes? So we have a how do you select the specific node now? So node is having certain value or specific node. How do you access this? That also we are going to say. So selecting node, there is a way to select the nodes. Let us understand that also. For selecting the node, first let us understand the path part here. I'm using the slash bookstore and I'm saying the selecting the specific element. Now I want to access the first book element. First book element. So how to access the first book element? So select the first book element that is the child of the bookstore element now. So for that I am using the square bracket here. So square bracket, okay, let me show like what the square bracket. So this is something what we call if you want to access, this is what we called predicates. Predicate is something connected to the accessing the element, specific elements. So it is always embedded in the square bracket. A node that contains specific value, like I want to access the first book. That's why here I'm saying the selecting the a specific value. So not like all the books now. So not generic, not like a, so if you want to access second, you have to say book of 2 here. So this is the way you are accessing the specific element here. That is what we call predicate. Now, if you want to access the last book element, that is the child of the bookstore element, you can use a function here now. So there is a function available under the book. You can write last as a function and you can access the last book element also. Then if you want to access the second last, which is like last but one book element, that is the child of the bookstore. So it is just like the previous to the last element, right? So select the last but one book element, that is the child of the bookstore element. That is that in the square bracket you go, okay, not exactly the last, but the previous to the last, right? So this can be done by the last function -1 here. So here we can use certain expression, and these expressions are nothing but the path expression. Using the path expression, you can decide how many elements you want to access with a condition. So you can write the condition here. Now in this case, you want to select the first 2 books. So that's why we say less than 3. So select the first 2 book element that are children of the bookstore element. Now if you want to select all the title elements that are an attribute name called language, so you can just say double slash. Double slash is, as I say, it is the relative path. So you can access all the element having the title element and having the attribute name called language. So that this is the way you can access the attribute here. So attribute, whenever you say like language is right now English here in this case, you may have various languages. So all the language can be accessed in case you're having some other language. So that also can be accessed here. But here what is happening in this case, the double slash title means it is relative path. It is not the absolute path. Whenever I'm saying here slash, it is the absolute path. Whenever I'm saying double slash, it is the relative path here. So here it is all the title elements that have the attribute name called language. So here again, like now here we are specifying, okay, which particular language. In the previous case, we are not specifying which language, but in this case now we are saying with the value en. So we are very much like, so you are selecting all the title elements that have the language and having the value here en. So only the English language will get access in this case. So they are the operator here. How do you access the specific element here with a condition now? So you are going to access the book element of the bookstore. Now here we are going to check the price element with a value greater than 35. So here writing the condition, we are going to access the book where the value of the price is greater than 35 here. So again, like one more option is given, like if you have the slash title, you are going to access the title in this case. So select all the title element of the book element where bookstore element have the price element with a value greater than 35 here. So these are the way the path expressions are written. There are certain unknown nodes. So I don't know, let's say now in this case, we were aware about the nodes, and that's why we could say, okay, this is the book, this is I want to access the book element, or I want to access the title element. That's fine. But in case the elements are unknown, how to access them? So for that, we have certain wildcard. For example, star is to match any element node, @ star is to match any attribute node, and the specific node, like you can say match any node of any kind. So there is a node function. We also have wildcard, like under the bookstore, you want to access the child element. So select all the child element nodes of the bookstore element here. You can also select all the element in the document by /star and /title. And in case @ star, if you put it, obviously when you say @ it is retro attribute now. So select all the title element which have at least one attribute of any kind. For that, we have a /title. So these are the example where it is to access the unknown node also, where you can see the how we write here /, how do you write a OR expression here. So /book title means you are specifying either. Now here there is an OR option given now. So we are going to check under the any books here, like select all the title and price element of all the book element. So this is the way you can write the wildcard expression for that. Also, there is a one more option given, like select all the title and the price element in the document. So you must be thinking like how these expressions are there. So let me tell you, these are some example of writing the wildcard where you need to understand, okay, what the meaning of /. Like in the regular expression, you need to understand the pattern. Similarly, we need to understand the meaning here if you want to access the specific element. Let me look, the XPath is allowing you to access the specific element. Like you want to access the title, you want to access the price, you want to access all the titles, if you want to access all the books, if you want to access the attribute values, like attribute with the values. So all this is possible by writing the specific path, and that is what the XPath is now. Some more concept like XPath access. What is XPath access means? So an axis represents the relationship here, where what is the relationship again? So there are various things, like I don't want to go in detail about it, but those who like to know like in the depth of the XPath, you can go for like what XPath access is here, how the relationship is there in the XPath axis. So there are axis name and there is a result, like for example ancestor, attribute, child, descendant, following sibling. So these are the various access names, and there is a result, like how to access the sibling, how to access the following elements, how do you access the parent element, how do you access the self element. So these are certain you can say the access names are there. That also comes under the XPath access. Now very important, that is to understand the absolute path, difference between the absolute path and the relative path. Is by the name itself we can understand what is the absolute path means and what is the relative path means. We are doing it in the case of even accessing the certain data from our current directory or the parent directory, or we sometimes we say relative path, and that way also we access the data. So this generally is on the DOS command also. The same thing here, but this is for the element now. This is to access the XML element. So absolute path is using the single slash. We are as I already discussed previously, whenever you want to access it is a very long path. Let's say you're accessing the element which is a child element under the, let's say having the almost 2 or 3 parents, like parent and grandparent. So it has to be it will be a very, very big path when it is an absolute path here. And the relative path is something where related to the previous path. So it is like a relative, we define it by /. So so single slash is for the absolute path and // is for the relative path here. Okay, so there's an example, like for example, if you want to access certain link, A is for the reference link here, so href, and you want to access, then you can access the, this is the what you can see, this is a example of absolute path here, and this is example of relative path here. So this is what you can see the difference here. Okay, so this was all thing. Okay, so what we saw in the previous session is about the test automation, and we understood what the test automation and the practical part and what is the purpose of Selenium and all. Okay, so here I will show the example like how you can access the data by the Chrome also. Yeah, here. So here you need to get the path for the Chrome driver. You just need to say webdriver.chrome and give the path of the Chrome driver. So what I did here, I have checked, like in the case of Chrome, what is the version of the Chrome I'm using. So you can look at the version of the Chrome first. So I'm using right now 85.0. This is the version. So you will require to see the same driver and keep it into certain path and give the permission to access it. Then only you can access the data, or you can test your website on the Chrome. Okay, so I have already downloaded this Chrome. Okay, so once this is the path where I have the Chrome driver, and then there I'm able to access the various element now. So I will show the demo like how does it work on the Chrome also. Okay, in the previous example, I have shown you like, how exactly you can access the element, like by using the element by name, or, this is another like, one more example of using the Chrome driver here. We have to test it like whether the Chrome driver is working or not. So to test it, let me show the demo here, and then I will show the demo of the XPath also. Okay, it's very straightforward. This example where I'm doing what, I have just downloaded the, or you can say I installed the Selenium first. Then I'm just importing the WebDriver. Using the WebDriver, I can access the elements. So WebDriver is what is like API now. In the case of like, it's like a API which allows you to connect to the various browsers. Like we can connect to the Firefox, or you can connect to the Chrome, and then you can access your website element then. So firstly, you need to create a driver, and this is like your object now. So driver is like here WebDriver object, and using this object you can access the element. So in this case, the driver is like object of this Chrome now, and you're going to access the site now, that is the, let's say, google.com. So if you want to access the google.com, you simply say, or any site, you can just say like a driver.get, and then you can access the site. You just say the command name, and here, as the name indicates, there are the various attribute driver.maximize underscore window. So it will just maximize the window, and here there is a time.sleep. We'll just give the 5-second delay here, and then you can say here the input element by name. So here I'm saying just keying the name of the element. I'll show like what is the name, and you can find out. So it's a element is a search box here, so we have to check whether it is the same or something different. So that also we can check it now. Then in the search box, I would like to send keys, so that I'm saying the send underscore keys and sending the text, that is a GKTSS innovation, and then submit here. So here I'm just going to add more delay, let's say 5 seconds more, so that you can see the demo also. So let me overwrite this example and show the demo. See how does it work now. So it has just okay, here I'm resuming the share with a new share here, and already started now. This is started in the Chrome, and you can see how the GKTSS innovations page opened by the Chrome itself. So this is the simple command, and then it has a stop sharing afterwards, because I just set for a few seconds. So in case you would like to see in a Once again, let me show the demo with a more second. I'll give now almost 10-15 seconds so that you can see how does it work also. Let me increase the delay here. So I'll add the 15-second now. So here I'm adding the delay of 15 seconds now, or maybe you can say 20 seconds, so that you will be able to see the how exactly the flow is. This example is just to tell you like how Selenium is allowing to access the specific element. First to just to tell you like, I'm accessing the very simple website that google.com. There I'm trying to send certain element, but then how it is happening in the backend, that also I'll explain you once again. Okay, how this element name Q is. So those who are not aware about it, let me tell you like how to find out the element. I'm sharing the new thing here. I'm just sharing you like how exactly you can find out the element now. So here there's a google.com now, and you want to know what is the element name. So I will write it here, google.com once again. Now let us right click here and just say inspect. Now select the element by clicking here. Now here I'm selecting the element and find out what is the name of that element now. This is the name. You can see here there's a name Q. And this is here I'm going to send the input. So element search box, what is it? You can see here the complete detail here. The name is Q here, type is text here. And here I'm just taking accessing the element by the name. I hope it is clear to you. Now, once again, I'm sharing the program. Now you can just use like I have explained like how the driver came. So let me show you like again one more screen. I will just insert the cell below here. How exactly the things are happening, I'm explaining you here in the new cell itself. So when you say from Selenium import WebDriver, check what exactly the WebDriver include. WebDriver include the various classes, and in that I'm using the one of the class that is a Chrome now. To use a Chrome, you need to have the Chrome driver, and I already downloaded and kept that Chrome driver in a specific path here. So, or in case you do not have the Chrome driver, you can go for the Firefox. You can install the Firefox, and using the Firefox also, you can test the website. So it depends on your requirement. So now let us create a driver. How do you create a driver here? Driver means is just object here, which we call the WebDriver, and you can just create by using WebDriver dot, what is the name? It's a Chrome. Now here I had to give the path. This should be like absolute path here. Now it is given in my case in the users Surendra and Chrome drivers. Here this is a path where I would like to connect now. And in case I have the name of the driver, I can put it name also here. This is the complete absolute path now to my Chrome driver. Let us see what this driver includes. So I'm just putting the dir of driver now. Just commenting this portion. It's an object, right? And it's a Chrome object now. So it is going to first open the Chrome, and we will be able to see that it has opened the various attributes also. You can see the list of attributes which are there under the driver. In that, there are various commands are available. You can see there are various commands like the driver allows you to find the element by class name, find the element by ID, find the element by tag name, XPath. So we'll be using this element, find the element by XPath, find the element by partial link text, find the element by the name. So these are the various attributes already available now. Now one of the command is get. Get is to simply get the site. So how to do that? Let us do this now quickly. I'm just commenting this section. And okay, I have to just close this section again. So driver dot get, whichever the site. Now I'm using the site that is gkTSS google.com, let's say, or whichever the site you want to. So here, because I'm going to access the specific element, sending certain commands. So let us go step by step. So here I'm saying the google.com, and I'll close also so that I will not require to close it manually. So I'm just closing the this browser also after opening it. So this will just open and close also. Let us see now. So it is going to open the google.com. It's already open and then it is closed also now. So I don't require to close it manually then. It's done. So if there's no error, it means it has run successfully now. Now next thing is I would like to find the element now. So how to find the specific element now? So for that we have a command that is to find the element by name. So before that, these are the like additional command. It is not like maximize window and minimize window. These are the additional command. That's your choice whether to use it or not. So if you want to maximize window, you can use the maximize command. These are like browser command, you can say. And in case you want to add okay, let me add this now. This is like to maximize the command. And here I'll also add the import time so that I can check I can wait for a certain time and see the browser is waiting for 5 seconds. And then after that, let's say I want to access or I want to send certain command. And right now I already access the google.com. Now there I want to send certain command. So there is a driver. Okay, now if I want to send the command, where it is to certain element. What is that element? Element is search box now. So here there is a search box. Okay, let me show that so that you understand how I'm doing it now. Here there is a search box now. I'm just showing you one more times. www.google.com. So here this is the element I want to access. And you can just say inspect element, select the specific element by arrow key here, and you can see this is the element I access now. Here, how do I want to access? It is by the name now in this case. So just specify the name here. So driver dot, you can say find element by name. So I'm just putting the command, which is already the built-in command now. Okay, screen share has stopped because I just did the, okay. Now it has come on. Find. So you can see various options here, find element by name, find element by tag name. So various options are available. So I'm trying to find the element by name now, which is a built-in attribute of the driver itself. And what is the element name? I already shown you to, it is a queue now. Is the element name is queue, right? Now, once we have this element already available, you want to send certain keys to it. So you can send it, okay, let us take the element here as an input. So let's say this is like a input. Okay, input element, because input is a built-in command in the Python. So input E. And now this input E is object where I would like to send. So there is a command called send underscore keys. There you can send what are the search thing you want to read. So I'm sending here anything. It could be my name also, that's fine. in the search box, you can search it whatever the name you want to search now. And once it is done, you need to click, right? You need to submit it. So how to do that? You need to just say input e dot submit. So that's a command by which we are going to submit, and then I would like to check, okay, how the things are happening now. I would like to check. So time dot sleep of, let's say, 15 to 20 seconds. And then in case you want to send something else, let's say that's a secondary thing. Now let us have this much first, and then we will okay, this example, how to save it. Percentage write file, and the file name is Selenium example. This is the test example for Google, right? Google.py. Any name you can write it, and just save it by shift enter. And this example, I will run it now. See how does it work. So if everything is perfect, then yeah, you can see the site is open now. And let us see. Okay, I need to resume the share. Okay, it has already come. So let me tell you like what happened now. It has already done some work. Like it has searched the Surendra Panpalia in the Google now. You can send whatever the command you want to send. This is the output of the previous command. In case you want to see it like other things, GKTCS innovations, and I'd like to have some more command to send. Afterwards, let's say I want to send something like contact us. Okay, that is something I have to check it now, whether it is there or not. So this is an element where I'm just finding the element by the link text. I have to find out first of all whether in that there is a contact us field is there or not. If it is there, then only you will able to access it. So if it is there, then you can click it. So I will just say click here, and then we will, okay, then that's the only thing we'll do now. This is something like element dot click, and okay, we'll wait for the 25 30 second now, because this is going to take some time. Let us check also if there's an error, because we have to check whether there is a text contact us is there or not. So time dot sleep for, let's say, 5 seconds here, and I'm just saving this program now, and let us run this one more times, and I'll share the screen. New share. Already the things are started. So let us see how does it work now. You can see GK Research Innovation is there now. Okay, now to check in the contact us, and if it is not there, it won't work. You have to check the partial. There should be something. I have to check whether it is a contact us, because previously we were having the contact us link. We have to check which is a sublink now. So right now there's a GK Research Innovation is there, but there's nothing like a contact us in this page now. So we may find certain error in that case. In case it it is not available, or you have right now GKTCS linked in here, that is there. I can check it what else are there, and based on that also I can access it. So this sub element I have to find out first. So now here you should check the error, what error is there. Yeah, and it should not be duplicate. So I may check something which is unique now. I will just try the another element, that is LinkedIn. Yeah, you will see now there's in case it is not available, you will see the error also. Let us check the error. It'll just get the error like I'm trying to search the element contact us and it is not available now. So yes, you need to check it whether it is there or not. And I'm just now trying something other element now, which is available. And let us see whether it works under that or not. So element should be there on that page, then only it will work. Otherwise it won't. And it should be unique. It should not be like having the duplicate, because if there are duplicate element, there is a chances that it won't get open also. So I'm just going to check it now. Any other element? The screen. So what is happening here? Whenever you are clicking now, you can see the About Us page has opened, and is looking for the About Us. In case it doesn't find the sub element About Us, then it won't open. Okay, let me check. Even I click the partial link. Okay, there's a one challenge here, that I should use a partial link rather than the exact link, because if there's a mismatch, then it won't work here. So let me tell you what is the challenge now. Why it is not opening? It's not opening because we did not give the partial link test here. In case, okay, in the program, let me show you what is the challenge. No element means it has to have exact match here. When you say link text, I hope this is okay. Let me show one more times, because when you say link text here, link text means you need to have the exact match. What I was trying is About Us, and I'm trying to search something exact match here. In case there is no exact match, it won't open. So that's why there is a solution called partial link text. So whenever it is see about, there's a About Us as a complete word, not the about. So that's why it was giving us error. It's saying like element is not found, whereas there was an element. So what is the solution for that? Let us use a partial link text for that command. So this is a solution for that. Find element by partial link text. So let us see now one more times this example with a. So here we need to understand how to access the specific element by various methods. So partial link text is one of the solution for this now. I'm just overriding this program. Now partial link text is like, even if there's about, it will work then. Otherwise, if there's no match, it won't work. Yeah, now it is getting open. So let me tell you like how it is getting open. This is the page it has opened now. This time it has clicked by the partial link. Previously we were trying to search the About Us, but then About Us, if there is a space mismatch, or actually we were searching only about. About was not an exact keyword. It was a partial one. So that's why this particular About Us page was not getting open. So it's very, very important for us to give the partial link test in this particular scenario then. So I hope you understood like how partial link test can solve the problem of accessing your specific element now. This is what happening. This is like working perfectly now. I'm using the partial link text. Okay, so this was like how to access the specific element, how to send the command, and how to close. Everything is done by the Selenium only, and using the Selenium object, you can say. Now, how you can log in to the form now? So there is a site on the GKTCS. I'll be showing you one demo using the XPath now. So this was like all like by element by name. There are a lot of example like how you can access the element by the text, or how we link text or partial link text, and there are many more examples which are related to action chain or advanced examples are available. But my objective here for today's session is to tell you like how you can access the uh, login form, or how you can submit the login form using the Selenium now. So for that, I'll be showing you one demo of XPath itself. So let me show the demo of XPath now. Okay, I'll do both the thing here. I'll explain as well as write a command also, and then how to write a XPath, that also I'll show you. So here there is a example where I'll be show you the example like how to access the form itself. That is, okay. So I'm sharing one more times. This is the example. Yeah. Now here, what I'm showing here, like there's a login form, and I wanted to access the gktsS.com login form now. And here I have a few things to understand, like how to click on the specific button. Like let me show the site now, because that is what we need to understand. This is the most important part of this particular session now. Let me share the new screen now. Okay, and now here I'm going to type this gktsS.com. What my objective here is to access the form. So here, what are the elements are there? I have the element like login here. So I would like to access first login element. How to access this? Once I click this login, it should open this form. Then I want to access the username. I like to fill the forms, like where I'll be giving the username, which is the email field, and then password, and then login it. This entire thing will be done by the program itself. What I'll be showing you like how to access the specific element, and I'll be showing you how to write an XPath here. I will not able to show you the password and email address here as an example, because obviously that's a secret thing which I'm not able to show here. But I can tell you how to reach to that particular path and how to click on that. So that I can just show as a demo, but not like the detail part of here. So first thing is here login. Now here I need to just inspect and find out the XPath of this login itself. To get the XPath, I hope the screen is visible. You can see this. I have just select the element now. This is the element, and this is the login element now. Here you can just say copy, and there is an option available called XPath. So there are various paths available. One is a full XPath, one is JS path, one is copy style. So there are various paths. So here I'm selecting the copy XPath. Now whenever I'm using the copy XPath, it is the relative path only. When I'm saying full path, it is the absolute path. So let me show how the relative path is first. Copy XPath, I just copied here, and let me open the screen one more times now, where I'm showing you like how the path, because these are the path which you will require to access the site. So new share. I will require to close some certain window which are additional window now. Yeah, now this is my program window. Okay, so here there is a share, and this is a program. Okay, so what is the path I copied just now? I copied here. The path copied, I just pasted here now. The path is this one, which I already pasted. This is the path. This is the login button. So what you see here, I just did a copy XPath, and you can see this is a path which is a relative path now. If you want to see what is the absolute path, let me show the absolute path also. I hope this is visible. Okay, so this is like a screen you can see now. Here you just say copy full path, and again I'm going back to my program here, and here I'm doing just pasting here and showing you like what is the full path. This is the full path now. That's why we were discussing how to access the element. Now here we need to know what exactly the meaning here now. When you say relative path, double slash is there. When you say absolute path, there's a single slash is there, right? And it is the hyperlink. You can see A is for the hyperlink. That's what I was showing you, like what A means here. A is a hyperlink here. So it's giving the reference, right? And here it comes under the body, then header, then div of 2, and this is the complete path here now. And this is a relative path. I'll be using the relative path to click the login button first. So for that, what is the command? The command is find the element by XPath. You just need to say the driver, you click onto the like whichever the driver, like I have connected to gkdc.com now. First I have connected to, let's say, Chrome driver, and then the site like browser.gkdc.com, and then is to find the element by XPath. There I'm just giving the login button. This is the login button, and here I'm going to click now. So once I click, next step will be, okay, this thing I can show you separately also so that you understand what's happening now. Okay, let me show this as a one by one to login button. Okay, so that you understand like how it is happening now. So this path I already clicked now. Just skipping the remaining all portion like username, password, and all. This is something which you can keep it. Right now I'm not going to show you this exactly because I not written the correct one here. Okay, so this much only I'll show you here first, and so I understand like how the things are working. So I just say get command. Forget about this username, password, everything right now. Only this much time dot sleep, and then we are going to just log in now. This is the XPath, and see how does it work. And then okay, I will put the time dot sleep here for a few seconds so that you understand like how it's open also. So time dot sleep of, let's say, 10 seconds, and then I will close the browser dot close. Okay, let me run this now. I did not okay, let me share the screen so that you understand also this whatever is happening. Yeah, you can see now whatever there. Now this is gkdc.com. You can see the login form is open now. This all happened just because we say open the login form. I did not give any command other than that, and just close also because I have given certain time, and that's why after that few seconds it is closed now. So first thing is done now. Next thing is how to open the form. So that also I will show you now. Now you have the gkdc.com site. Now we already opened the login now. Click on this. Now here this is form. Click on this. See the element now. Here is there's an element. So I'm just selecting element here now. This is the element, and it is saying that element input type, and just copy again the absolute path or XPath you can say. So this is something to give the input to the to the text element here. The name is email. Okay, so let us give that also, and then we also have the password the same way. So that's the next thing to do. Now that's why what you see here, we are giving the XPath here. Now in this case, you are going to give the path, and that there we are giving the path of email IDs. So this is what email ID path is. I just copy pasted here, and we are saying find the element by XPath and given the and then you can send the keys, what are the username which you want to give it now. So this is the other command. Username, obviously you have to give it whatever the username is. Now I'm doing it here in this example itself. Send in the username now. Okay, so I have to have username written directly also. I can write it here. I will write it here as of now. Username, there's no problem for me to write it. I can give any username. Okay. So let us do this now. Let's see what happened. Again, I'm executing this program. I not say this program, directly executing it, sharing the screen now one more times. Whichever is site opening, let me show that. It's opening now. Let's see how does it work. Yeah, you can see the username. So it is taking the username. And in case you want to give the password the same way, you can give the password. And then you can also find the element like login here. And so this is a complete program here, which I would like to share to you that how does it works. So here you can see it has taken the username now, and then the password can be given. You can see the same way the password is given here, send the password, and then you can say submit, right? So there's a submit button. You need to find that again, and once you say submit, you can also print the login successful just for your reference, whether the login got successful or not. That's an additional thing. But yes, these are other additional things like browser back and browser forward and browser close. So these are like how do you want to switch the browser from forward button, you want to click it, or so they are the additional thing. But this is the way you can use XPath to fill the form. So this is I'll be hiding something, but then I'll show the complete demo how exactly it log in here. The password I cannot show it right now, but then the demo can be shown like this is the way you can access the login. You can give the password, and this is where you can access the complete form itself. So I hope you understood like how you can use a element, like how you can use a find element by XPath and how you can access the specific XPath here. And you need to check now for the let me show like the XPath of the other element here in the site itself. Now in the GKDS site, so this is like from here you can have the element here. Select this, and once you select, you'll get the copy again, copy XPath, and here you'll get the once you copy again the same thing. Same way here also you have to do it. Select the element login. This is the button, and then you will see here there's a login button. Again you have to copy the path. So step by step you have to just copy this here again, like you copy. Okay, what I will do, I will just show the demo. Let me tell you, like, this is like I already written the code now. I written the password, everything in this program now, and I'm just going to show the demo. How does it work now? So you will see the resume share again. Okay, so new share. Yeah, this is what happening now. You can see the username, password is given, and the login also got access. And this is the way you get a login to the site, and I just disclose. So this was like the demo of how you get the login to the XPath. So because the password is a secure one, I'm not able to show you the complete code. I'll just disable the password here once again. Okay, and then I can share the screen now. Okay, so I run this program, and then you must have seen like how I got to log into the gkresearch.com. So this is what the way the XPath can be used. I hope you understood like how to access the element by the XPath. So this is all like I wanted to share today, and we'll be continuing this XPath this Python series in the next workshop also. But then now this time we'll be coming up with the requirement basis topics will be covered, like data science or machine learning or AI. And